Hey y'all, it's Vicki and welcome to another video. Let's see if we can get it done for the third time that we've tried to start. Usually once I get going, I'm okay, but for some reason, first of all, I had to think of the date. The second time the alarm went off, and so here we are. All right, today is Monday, January 12th, 2026, and it is 7:30 a.m. and it is 23 degrees right now. Now, we're supposed to be cold this week, but warming up normal during the day. Now, I still say this is normal temps for what we should have in North Carolina at this time of the year. So don't let anybody tell you that it's terrible or whatever. This is normal. All right. A couple of things I want to mention. Some of this is sarcasm, so just take it with a grain of salt. Please make sure you're subscribed. You may have been unsubscribed. I will say I did notice yesterday, or was it Saturday? One day I noticed I had been unsubscribed from Reed Timmer. And those of you that have watched me for a long time know Reed Timmer is my favorite storm chaser. And I would never unsubscribe to him. As a matter of fact, I am a member of his community and have been since he started, which is almost 3 years now. So for me to have been unsubscribed to him, I'm like, what? So it does happen. I don't think it happens as much as some claim, but I do think it happens. I do think every account has bots. You know, these bot companies will send them to you. Just, you know, that's just the way I feel. I just feel like every account has bots. Some have more than others for whatever reason, and some may only have a few. But I think that as time goes on, you get maybe 3 or 4 a month for whatever reason, and then it goes from there. All right. Now, make sure you're still subscribed. And, of course, I always enjoy seeing your comment. But, of course, if it is a bad comment, and when I say bad, I mean insulting me or insulting someone else in a physical way, a mental way, then chances are I'm going to block you. Like I said the other day, I'll give you 3 strikes, but the 4th one or the 3rd one, depending on how bad they've been, you're going to be blocked. Or I'm going to send you out into timeout. Now, will I keep you blocked forever? Probably not, because I do go in there and unblock people. But there's some people in there right now that I won't ever unblock, just being real. Okay, now, the community. Some of you I know, they say you're disappointed in me having the community, the join button. Well, if you remember, I did that because YouTube had a promotion of where you could get a bonus to do the community thing. That's why I did it. But now that I have it, I do want to try to build it up. I will be posting videos there that I will not post public because I don't want it out there public. I believe that when you have a community with a join button where you're paying, and mine is the least amount, I don't have tiers, but mine is $1.99 a month. And, you know, that's the least YouTube would let me set it at, so that's what I did. And there will be videos that, like I said, that will be there that I won't put public. You know, I could do a reaction video that I don't want public. You know, it will vary. Right now, I've got one video that I made the first week of January, and I will never make that video public. It's not anything major. I do go into a little more depth about weight loss and diets, but it's just me, you know, jabbering away while I'm driving. All right. That's all I'm going to talk about that. We're going to move on to what this video really is about. Okay, we're going to talk about, and we're at 4 minutes in. So we're going to talk about this Allure beauty box for January that I received. Now, I asked you last week if you wanted to see these unboxes. Some said yes, some said nothing. But I'm going to go ahead and start doing them, and we'll see how it goes. Now, this box, all of my subscription boxes, I pay for myself. None of these are sponsored. So I just want to make that clear before we go any further. Now, of course, any links I have below could be affiliate links, which means I make commission if you purchase something through my link. Or if I tag a product through YouTube, I could make commission. It's usually not very much, but I could. All right. And I appreciate it very much. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to show you, I'm just going to grab some things out of here. And some of this stuff, I've kind of glanced at it, so I know a little bit of what it is. Some of it I looked up, but this is the Levitate Beauty Cool and Hydrate Hydrogel Under Eye Mask. This is formulated with ginseng and pearl extract, 3 pairs. Now, these little masks, it goes on under your eyes. I have a hard time keeping them on. You know, I've worn them. You know, I would just rather have something really thick to go on there, and then I could rinse off. And sheet mask. I like sheet mask, okay, but I still would rather have a thick mask that I can put on and then take off. I don't know how I feel about all this stuff, but we'll try these out, and I'll let you know what I think of them. All right, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that I'm not somebody who uses this all the time. All right, now, next thing we see here is this Mitchell and Peach English Leaf Body Souffle. So, y'all, I should never have to buy any kind of body lotion cream for a long, long time. Now, there'll be some that I want that I'll run out of and I'll want again. But, I mean, if I decided to go through everything I had this year, I probably would have enough to last me through the year, just to be honest. All right, we're going to see how this smells. I'm not really picking up a scent. It's kind of clean smelling. Nothing. I mean, it says English leaf. I guess it smells a little bit like soap, but it's not woods or anything like that. It's just kind of clean. Nothing major. But we'll use it one day after I take a bath or shower. All right, next thing. This Tarte Shape Tape Contour. Now, this is kind of like the Charlotte Tilbury. I mean, this is exactly who they were duping, because as far as I know, she was the first one that came out with this stuff. And, you know, I've seen them. They're a little pricey to me, but we'll see. I'll try it out a little later, but I'm going to put it here on my, and I don't know if you have to, sometimes you got to stick something in there to break it. And that may be what you got to do. Let's see. Oh, that's what it is. You got to turn it. You got to turn it. All right, so that's what it looks like. It's a little shimmery if that, bothers you. So you just twist it back, and now it's shut. So that's pretty nice, the packaging. Now, I do prefer lots of times for my bronzer to have a little bit of shimmer in it, and that way your skin don't look so flat. So that's rubbing it in. Rubbing it in. So you can kind of see. All right, the next thing is Obagi Hydrate Facial Moisturizer. Now, we all know Obagi is supposedly a medical grade skincare. Now, the real Obagi, he sold out. I don't know what company owns them now, but I know he sold out. And actually has a different skincare line too now. But this, I believe, was made for, if I'm guessing, I think this was made for some company like Sephora, just for them. So this is not going to be what you would get at the doctor's office. This is going to be slightly different. What the difference is, I don't know, but I'm just putting on top of each other. Of course, Obagi has no scent. And I mean, I have used the Obagi line. I went and bought it about 6 or 7 years ago and used it for a while. And I do like it, but it's, I didn't see anything majorly different. Now, maybe if I'd kept on using it for years, I may have noticed a difference. But I didn't see what some people saw in it. But maybe it was because I'd already been using Retin-A or tretinoin for a while, so, because I always think that's the main difference. Now, if you want a good peel to really get your face going, tretinoin gel and the Obagi Exfoliate, I think. The one from the doctor, not the one that you can buy retail. That one will really turn your skin over fast. Now, you're going to hurt probably. You know, your face is going to burn, but it's going to turn over quick. Now, I will say this morning, I am having some flaking going on. So that peel from, I think it's a combination of the peel from L'Oreal and the new retinaldehyde that I'm using. And I'll go over that in another video. All right, the last thing, well, it's not the last thing, but next to the last thing is this Blake Brown Wild Nectar Santal Fundamental Nourishing. It's a hair mask. Of course, I've been talking a lot about hair. And when I saw the Blake Brown, I'm thinking that's Blake Lively's hairline. I don't know why I figured that out, but I just knew it. I looked it up and it is. Now, of course, we're not supposed to like Blake Lively anymore. And I'm not one of those people who follows in the footsteps of what some people tells me to do. I don't cancel people. I give them a chance to do better. She could probably do better. I don't really know the whole story. But only thing I know is I guess she's hard to work with. But anyway, a lot of people are hard to work with. I'll put it that way. It's not just her. But she does have beautiful hair. I don't care what anybody says. She has beautiful hair. She always has. So I will give this mask a try and let you know what I think of it. I mean, I looked at some reviews online and I didn't see any bad ones. So they could be ones that are deleting bad reviews. You know, there always needs to be one or two in there or I get suspicious. I mean, not bad, but average. You know, not all 5-star reviews. And of course, this I've had numerous times. This Paul Mitchell Serum for your hair. And, you know, it's like an oil. It's unscrewed. All right, there we go. There we go. And you just run it through your hair. You can do it wet or dry. I just run it through the ends. I'm not going to run it through the roots. Okay, we're on day 4 of this Pantene line that I'm using. And so far, so good. Now, my hair looked a little greasy this morning, so I did use some of the Moroccan Oil Dry Shampoo. That is my favorite dry shampoo. It is pricey. I don't use it. I use it sparingly. But a little does go a long way. Now, the reason I like it because of the fragrance. I'm going to be real with you. If it had no fragrance, I probably wouldn't buy it. Because it makes my hair smell good. And then I like it because it doesn't build up on my hair like some of them do. Batiste, I mean, if you got really oily hair, yes, Batiste. But every time I use Batiste, I've got to wash my hair the next day. That night because it's going to build up. And it just feels, you know, that icky feeling that I get sometimes. But hey, if you can't wash your hair for whatever reason, and you want, now Batiste has gotten expensive. I will say, you know, it used to be that it was $6.99. Now it's gone up to quite a bit. You know, it's over $10 most places. If you can find it at a good price at Marshall's or TJ Maxx, I would get it there. And that's usually where I buy it, if I buy Batiste. All right, that's all this video. Thank you so much for watching. And I hope you didn't mind my little thing at the beginning. Of course, I'm going to timestamp this so you don't have to watch it if you don't want to. But I do appreciate each and every one of you very much. And I'm going to go to work now. So onward and upward. Talk to y'all later. Love you. Bye.